assuming that's the,
into your thing. So hey, we're accidentally catching up today.
we were meant to catch up next week, but YouTube launches
So,
a new feature, and I couldn't think of anyone else that would want to test it ahead of you, my friend.
man,
So here
I'm
we are.
and you know me, I'm laid back as all get out. I'm like either doing something or I'm not doing anything. And you just happen to catch me at I'm not doing anything, making coffee kind of mode.
I know. I feel like every time I catch you, you're making coffee. So
I'm not that addicted now.
must
So
just be
far,
time.
nobody's coming in, but hey, we're all good.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we're just hanging out anyway. So,
That's
how has 2022 been to you, my friend?
not too bad. Actually, streaming wise, it's a struggle because it went down.
Right.
Um, I don't know if I posted my streaming wrapped stats, and it was sorry, that's my espresso machine.
Sounds good.
17.7 million streams, which hey, that's a lot of streams.
Yeah.
And this machine didn't work. Okay, that's a lot of streams, but the year before was 23.7, so I'm down 6 million streams, which is a lot.
Yeah. But you're still up 17 million compared to some other people.
Oh, I
So
know, right?
yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't be beating yourself up about that. I mean, I know how hard you work as well, and how hard you are on yourself sometimes. Which it's hard. It's a challenge to get over that, but that's still a celebration. You know.
Oh yeah, it's still pretty credible, and next year will be better. Actually, we just, especially with Alan Bright, we got on a Christmas editorial, so our song is cooking. One of
Nice.
our, one of our tunes, and we did a version of "Mary Did You Know," and it's cooking. If you know what I mean, it's probably like 6 or 7 thousand streams a day,
Oh, that's amazing. Awesome.
which is pretty okay for someone that is a nobody. I'm a somebody to somebody, but you know what I mean. It's kind of unknown.
Well,
No
the
pop
thing is,
culture.
you're the soundtrack to a lot of people's days, but they don't know that you're the person that delivers it, because they'll put on these playlists, and they'll let them play sometimes. They won't be sitting there staring at the screen and go, "Oh, that's Lance Allen." So
Hey,
you're
we have a
almost like,
watcher. I wonder who is that. It does it say on your end?
let me
No.
see.
Let me look at the comments. We're just doing this YouTube thing for the first time.
Yeah, this
Live
is a
chat.
brand new feature that it even has the new icon next to it in YouTube. It's called Go Live Together, and they're rolling it out. So
The quality is better than Instagram
yeah,
by
I
far.
I mean, I like it because it's all in app. You don't need to go and do anything else, and yeah. And
Welcome to live
actually, I'm
chat.
surprised. I was expecting a lot of lag, but the video looks great as well.
I guess it matters if you're on a good internet or whatever. But I'm at home right now. I guess if I was in the car, then it would have been not as good.
Yeah, well, maybe we can try that next time. Not that we encourage driving and live streaming, but
I
if we're
do
in
it
the
all the
passenger,
time.
yeah, I know you do. Yeah.
I got my earbuds in. I always call my friend Hal in Norway, and I don't always look at the or look at the screen. It's on a mount thing, and I'm just chatting with my friend. It's like a phone call, but it's hands free.
Yeah.
Anyway, what about you? How's life with you? You're independent now, kind of doing your own thing.
Um, well, I mean, I've always done my own thing, but I still
Well, you're
do it.
not.
I
Yeah,
still
you're
do
not
it in
working
my own
with.
time.
Yeah, you're not working on the one place that you worked before. So
Yeah, so I finished up working with Chartmetric at the end of September, and then I started working with a music distributor called Believe at the start of October. So a very very short transition time, but my role is head of editorial marketing partnerships for North America. So I oversee a team that have a lot of fun conversations with a lot of very cool people doing awesome things that benefits our artists and labels that we distribute. So I feel
cool.
like I went into like salesy, speechy mode when I said that, because
Oh
that's
yeah, it's like
that's
Lance. I've got a distributor. Move all your catalog over here. We'll pay you X
well,
amount of
Lance.
dollars.
Let me tell you why you should come to Believe. No, I I can't help it. I've had to do the elevator pitch like 100 times.
Yeah.
so it just naturally
I've
happened.
not heard of it, so now you got me curious. But I'll go
Yeah,
check it out.
yeah. So I mean, it's great because I still get to be me, and I still get to do all the things I love to do, like relating to speaking, workshops. I can still be Mike that loves to just share information for people like you that will use it, and hopefully helps a lot of people out in the process. So I'm having a good time.
Yeah, it sounds all good. I'm just actually right now waiting on DistroKid to send us Spotify money. I don't know if you still have your music with DistroKid or some tracks there, but it's like I'm just waiting. I'm like sitting around, I'm refreshing, you know. It's usually the last week of the month and it's well, now it's December.
Yeah, I mean, I always like to think if something comes a little later, maybe it's a good thing. Maybe there's a little extra coming with it. Like, so hang in there, my friend. I'm sure it's coming.
Oh yeah.
Um,
I heard from Mike Fink because I keep in touch with him. I was like, hey, it's not here just yet. Do you have any estimation? And he's like, yeah, I bet it comes in this weekend. I'm sure it'll be more than what it was. The summer streams for me were really way down. They were down a lot this summer.
yeah,
So
well, now
I
you're
could
on
probably
some
do it.
Christmas playlists. You should see some good stuff
Yeah.
next year coming through. So, I got to ask: are you doing more like collaborations now, as opposed to just putting out things
Not so
yourself?
much. I mean, not really. I mean, I've been working a lot with the Allen and Bright stuff. And I mean, my first two releases of the year are collaborations, actually, but they were something I did earlier in the year. You know,
Okay,
One's with a singer named Samantha, and we did a cover song of Katy Perry's "Unconditionally."
right.
So it's just guitar and her voice, and she's kind of got like a sweet voice, not like she's not a pop singer. But yeah, it sounds cool, and hoping it's already pitched and in the editorial or in the up for consideration or whatever in there. So hopefully that'll go well. If not, oh well, we didn't spend a whole lot of money on it. We just had fun with it,
Yeah.
and yeah. So I got that, and then I got another one coming out with another guitar player, and then Avery and I are thinking about taking a weekend here soon, and we're just going to do a writers retreat, and we're going to take a laptop and a pair of microphones, and we're going to probably record 4 or 5, who knows how many different acoustic guitar pieces. And whenever he helps, like honestly, he's a really great composer. So he and I work together really well where I could compose a piece of music just fine, but when two are together, it's like, it's like church in a way, when two or get or more together, you can produce this little great idea. And boy, we put out some good ideas. Earlier in the summer, we did 5 songs together and we released them under my artist name. And we also did a string version and retitled them and have different IRSCs and stuff with Alan and Bright. Anyway, all the ones that I released, all the solo guitarists got on playlists except for one. So every one of them were on editorials, and
Okay.
they took off on Pandora as well. And then Pandora does this thing, which I'm sure you're familiar with. They listen to all the tracks, I think, and they actually noticed that the Allen and Bright guitar was the same as my guitar release, and they merged them. So these streams
Huh.
over here went down to zero, and these streams went up. So I got that straightened out now, but I was like, these were really cooking really well. Like one song got 200,000 streams, and my monthly listeners went over 100,000, and now it's back down to like almost normal, or which is about the 60,000 monthly listeners on Pandora. But I don't know, it was just a bizarre merge of songs, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, that's interesting. I mean, I guess if it's the same, the same audio, they might be able to pick it now. But
Yeah,
um,
but it had violin on it. The other ones didn't have violin, so it was
right,
odd.
yeah, that's really strange.
And we
Interesting.
released them separately, like 2 separate things. So I don't know if it was like a computerized discovery thing. Like I think Spotify has something like in their programming that discovers 2 tracks that might be released, and they just merge the streams or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, I forget what they call it. But anyway, I mean, that was interesting, but it started doing really well. So that makes me think, oh, I could probably do well with the next series of songs, that I should have yet to create, you know?
Yeah. Well, I mean, with you guys going and doing this retreat and recording together, correct me if I'm wrong, but with one of your earlier solo releases, didn't you release one when it was raining outside and you had like rain in the background or something, and that ended up doing really well as a result because
Yeah.
of the whole atmosphere around it?
Well, there was no rain, but like that was during the time before you could pitch music. You had like a form you filled out, a Google form.
Yeah.
And then I uh, I just recorded a song that I thought would sound like something on Peaceful Guitar playlist at the time. And I just recorded it right there. In fact, I sit on that couch
There it is.
and I just recorded it with this MacBook Pro and a single microphone. And it was raining, and I decided I'll title the song "Raining Slowly." And then there's the guitar is rain. I stuck it outside, and I used an app on my phone and put a title on it. And I used the form. I uploaded it. It was actually my first upload through DistroKid, so I was able to get it to Spotify within a couple of days. I didn't know about setting the release date later,
Right.
because they didn't really have the pitch tool then. But yeah, it got on the playlist right away. And that song has, I think, currently it's probably 17 million streams since it started
Wow.
or so.
That's incredible. For just something you recorded in your lounge while it was raining.
Yep. And like that, I did another album called Journals where I did the same thing, but I said over here. And I had my guitar in the morning time when I got back from dropping my kids off. And I just hit record and I record a minute and a half song of some sort. And I ended up with 12 tunes. So I titled it Journals because it was like music journaling. I was just coming up with ideas in front of a microphone. And that did really well on Pandora. It didn't get any Spotify editorial placements, but Pandora has gotten, you know, pretty good discovery on there.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Pretty wild.
I love that story as well because everyone assumes that you went into this expensive studio and you had an engineer and all of these things, and it's no, you had your laptop and a microphone and you just recorded it and then
Yeah.
slapped some artwork together and uploaded it.
Man, I used Logic and I had a nice little reverb on it and a little compression. And then I went through this program that's like a mastering software. I forget what you call it. Audacity. No, not Audacity. You would probably know because you're smart with this stuff. I'm
I
not an engineer, but I'll
know
tell you what it is.
you could have used.
It is Ozone Isotope.
Isotope. Okay.
Yeah, so I did that. And then I just uploaded them to DistroKid with some generic artwork. Yeah, it was easy.
Yeah.
Goofy.
That's
I need to
awesome.
do another one of those.
Yeah. I never get tired of the story of how you originally started paying attention to streaming because of the fact that you got your first royalty payment.
Oh yeah,
Was it Sound Exchange?
Sound Exchange.
Yeah, that was unreal.
I
That's
never, I, I
where it
never
all
had an
started.
idea. Yeah, I had no idea. And then like, oh man, another exciting news. Yesterday, I know it's nobody watching. It's just you and me. But yesterday,
Well, it may stay up online after. Just keep that in mind.
that's okay. But
Okay.
yesterday, I discovered that Alan and Bright got a new release on the Spa channel on Sirius.
Wow.
So I've told you before in the past how difficult it is to like get in touch with somebody there. They
Yep.
have no process, and they really only deal with like labels or um, not just labels, but publicist, that sort of thing. And I don't have money to pay a publicist, so that's why I'd rather just put in all of the legwork myself. Anyway, I emailed the lady once a week until I never heard from them back, and then on the 23rd of November, because I went and looked at this, I found a guy who was a corporate person, like a head of content development, and he's in the uppers. And I found his email. So I didn't know if it would work or not, but I emailed him my frustrations with pitching to Sirius. I had success with one track, but it was really hard and I had to go around some different loopholes. I told him my involvement with the Calm app and everything. And that was really my loophole to get on the Sirius channel. I was like, it shouldn't be that hard if I've got like a great product and this is what I'm aiming for Anyway, on the 25th, it started streaming one of our songs, and it's like 2 times a day, and Sirius pays pretty good when it comes to that sort of stuff, so Avery and I'll get a nice paycheck in November or January, February, wherever.
Oh, that's awesome. I'm really happy for you because you know, you're very persistent, and you keep following up, and that's
Did you
one
ever
of
watch The
my.
Shawshank Redemption?
It's been a long time.
Okay, so in The Shawshank Redemption, the main character, Andy Dufresne, wanted to start a library, if you remember that part. So the warden said, "Yeah, you can write the governor all you want. I don't care. They're probably not going to give you anything." So he wrote the governor for once a week, and they finally sent him books, right? And he's like, "Well, they could do better than this." So he wrote them 2 times a week, and then they sent him like a grant money to buy furniture and all this stuff, and they were able to do all these great things in the library. Like GEDs and stuff for the inmates, and like taxes and all these things. So he really worked hard with his persistence. So I kind of was inspired by that. And I used the same technique,
Wow.
with Sirius.
With everyone from what I've seen.
Man.
Um,
Some are
well,
easier than the others. Like Pandora. I deal with Andy, and he's really great. So he's great at writing you back. He'll write you back. Like, you don't hear back from anybody anywhere else, but Andy's great. He's like, "Oh, I got it. I'll send it to so and so or whatever." I was like, "All right." So I gotta hand it to him for taking the time to write me back, as well as I'm sure other people.
yeah, I honestly I don't know how he does it, but he loves what he does,
He
and
must drink a lot of coffee. You know.
yeah, I mean he's always on. Like he's always been deep in music. Like he used to own a record store, so his whole life, and he plays himself as well. So he's always been in music. Which is really important. If you're going to work in music, you have to love music.
Yeah, yeah, sure.
So yeah, it shows. Awesome.
Anyway, we really caught up. Let's catch up again privately on Monday.
There's so much more we could say.
I know we could bash people privately. We don't have to bash people here.
No, we don't we don't do that. But yeah, let's wrap up this live stream for the one person that tuned in live while we were doing this. But for anyone that does catch the replay, um, you know, feel free to write in the comments. Let us know what you think of this. It's a new thing that YouTube just launched. I mean, I'm excited to see where it goes from here. But hopefully, Lance, you can create some shorts out of this that you can post as well. And yeah, we got some content. You know. Is that what the cool kids say? Content? Hey, Eddie's in here.
Eddie,
Ah,
Eddie, haha, woo!
Eddie.
Thanks, Eddie, for watching.
You marketing genius, printing scalable codes on your clothing and Eddie, you need to follow Lance. Lance is like any smart idea that is out there, Lance has probably heard of it or Lance probably did it first. He's just a very creative guy. Not to mention an incredibly talented guitarist as well, and very deserving of everything. In addition to just non-stop hustling and what was it, slottifying? I got to start doing air quotes for everything, but
Spotify. George Goodrich. I gotta call him. I haven't called him in a while.
The shortest book that left the biggest impression on me.
Maybe. I guess.
Look at that. You got a follower out of it. Nice one, Eddie.
Thanks, Eddie.
Awesome. Well, yeah. Let's wrap this up, and we're going to catch up next week. But after today, I'm going to go offline for the weekend, hang out, go celebrate my birthday.
Okay. All right. Talk to you later.
All right. See you, Lance. Bye, everyone. How do I end this? Okay.